All right. By my calculation, we're on page Taf Resh Pei Gimel, and we're trying to understand what's going on in the letter Hey. And so when I say what's going on in the letter Hey, where does it appear? So it seems to me like all kinds of contradictions here, different ways of looking at it. We're on number Dalet. Number Dalet says, as Rebbe Yafashah, look over to the Yafashah. Shabir Khan Fidarko, and what does he say? The Osius Yud K and Vav, Hemesod Gimel Shemus Av Sav Uma. Okay, so here between the three letters, which are Yud K and Vav, the middle one is the Hey. The Hey is going to refer to the same sequence that we have in the names of Hashem, which are Av, Sav, and Ma. Sav would be corresponding to the Hey. So let's go back, and he says more onto that. So let me read it again. He says, "Kan levidarko the osius Yaakov hemesod gimel shemus asam shal tlas reshim ein sham," and they refer, each one of them refers to a different location. Well, lefi zecher bir kan v'zel d'shon, and according to that, that explains here. This is his the language. Hey Elohi harosh hasheni is the second rosh. What is that second rosh called? Hanikra Aviradachia, which is called the very refined air. The he shem sag bechinas hay. So also corresponding to the Yaakov, the hay would be corresponding to the Asam, which would refer to sag. The v'hu shem sag bechinas hay. So hay goes with sag. The isater so berucha the nukva the pardashka, that crowns the ruach, the ruach that comes out of the nostrils of the nose. Now, we went to this word isater, and we got an idea that the hay is coming from bina, which is coming from the forehead. The forehead overhangs the eyes, and this is the concept of crowning, I guess. But still trying to look into this and trying to understand if it's on top of it, or which makes it sound like it surrounds it. Well, okay, that's the shefa that it's able to pour into that, maybe from the outside, like a maki. This ante berucha de nukva de bardashka, and then he says shevimena nimshach haruch the nashiv the nukvin de bardashka, and from this hay he's talking about, it's nimshach haruch the nashiv of the nukvin de bardashka that blows through the nostrils. Or he says that the nafik, same idea. Ma'achya, and what's the reason why? Is in order to bring life, to bring the life force that's coming out of this hay. Anikru rucha dechai, which is called rucha dechai. We had a little note, and I think that I was going to read it on number mem aleph at the bottom. He said this on the phrase vahi shem sag. So he says, Rei Gam, in the Yafashah, the Holon, Shabir Bezel Lashon, he is patach ba'achroi. What does that mean? She opens up on the backside. What does that mean? Hey, he reshet in yonim. So she is the second head, the Viradachya. The Erich Anpin, Hanikrach of Mochi Los Nimor. Now he calls it by a different name. He calls about the Mocha Stimor, Mocha Ilos Stimor. Avirdachya, also called Avirdachya. Shabbat Shemus Sag, that in that place is where the Sag is, and he's got a quote just for Zariah. The Sag he Kinas Hey, the Shemet Yidisha, so this is the letter Hey of the of Yud Ke Vav Ke. Tlichoch Nikra Hey. Oh, that's the reason why it's called Hey. Not sure that I see why it's called Hey from there. Well, let's go on. What time do we end today?
6:25.
Okay, still at the same time. Okay, so then he says like this. He says, we're on number Hey on page Taf Resh Pei Dalet. So he says, what's the Gra say? The Gra says, V'aro sham d'mashbech the os Hey Eloah, hu b'chinas ruach ha'chotem atzma ein sham. I don't know if there's anything that really adds anything here. We didn't get to anyway, he says it's the ruach. That's what we mean by the letter hey. Hey Elor is the aspect of the ruach itself that comes out of the nose. I guess that's simply what he said. Number vav. Let's look at the ZOHAR. He says Shabir de os hey Elor hu mochas dimo. Okay, so the mochas dimo would be the third of those of the ration. The Ika his galas araso ku b'choitem, in the main place that we see in this mochas dimon. I'm thinking, like the brain the cavity of the skull, and inside of that cavity of the skull, you're going to have this chochma, which is the mochas dimon. He says his galas araso ku b'choitem, but where you actually see it coming from is out of the openings in the nose. And that is, it goes to Rizal. This is what the Rizal says in the Betok Devarov. Hey Elor nimshach mimuchas dimor. The Hey Elor, where does it come from? It comes from the mochas dimor. Now, what we've been talking about is that where he had said the idea that the mochas dimor is closed, but in some way it's open. In some way there is an avira that escapes from it. Where does it go? According to the ZOHAR, it goes through the nostrils. That is a tremendously limiting agent, and as a result of that, it has a proper amount of shefet to come through to be able to reach the zeranpin. Let's say, for example, behind mochas dimor, iker his galos arasach bechotim. That's the idea he wants to bring there. Kamuvur sham bedrush birchos kohanim. We see that in the drasha on the birchos kohanim. But the Zech of the Hey Elor, so therefore now we have this Hey Elor, referring to the Rucha de Nukva de Bardashka de Nafek la Achia, which is going out to bring the life force to Zeranpit. So then he says like this, Hey He Muchas Dimor, once again, final statement, Hera Hanigdas Bechotem, which is revealed in the Chotem, but Ruach Chochmah of Ruach Chaim, in the Ruach of this Chochmah. What is the ruach? Is like a like a wind or some air quality, a moving air quality of the ruach chaim, which is going to ultimately make its way into Zer Anpin and bring life over to there. Okay. Now he says l'sikum. Mihu os hey Elor. So this is a question if we can kind of gather this together to put them together into one idea. I don't know. Yesh lam kama bi'urim, but it's not so simple. There are multiple explanations. The divrei Rizal, hu neke v'chotem atzma. It means it's a physical structure. It means, according to the it means the opening, the nostril itself, is in the form in some way of a hay. Number base, I guess. Yeah, I'm not really sure how you do that, but let's say it says two lines, one line on the right side, one line on the left side, and then you have a line on the top. So somehow that's a formation of a nostril, or of a nose rather. So number two is according to the Or Yakar, who metzach de Erich. That's talking about the metzach of Erich. That was an easy one for me to grasp, because it says that it's mitzater, it crowns it. So this is up above the nose, and the nose, he wants to say, and the forehead are related. Shehu bina, and he says that forehead, we had said previously, is bina. Number gimel, lahadras melech, he ima. Now this is a harder one for me, but he ima and bina are the same thing really. V'esher d'chaim Yisrael sabit devuna, but he wants to say, hey, maybe it's not just say the words bina, but maybe it refers to the lower aspect of bina, which is Yisrael sabit devuna, or he says in the kolel, it's considered to be bina. Number daled, according to the Yafah Shah, this is now let's take the name Sag, and Sag is Yud Vav Daled K Yud. It would be that Sag. So he said the Chavirash who Reshet in Yana, so it's the Sag which is located, because he gave you that idea that you have these three letters Yud, K, and Vav, and this is the K part of it. K part of it then would go to the same idea as Asam, which is Sag, and which is the middle of and the last one Ma, So therefore go along with that. Number hey, the birach hagrua, according to the grua. Now, what does the grua say? Does it say something in sikun here? Who ruach hachodim is actually the ruach that comes out of the nose itself. Number 6 of the according to the ZOHAR, haina mochas limah. That's where he said it's the mochas refers to the hay itself is the mochas limah. I find that difficult to hear exactly. Number vav, so I think we're going to the next letter now. The next letter is the letter vav. So vav has been referring to like, it sounds like it's like das, up and upper das. Vav lo boots into the kardanusa, so he says that this is the great lamp of constriction. I'm not sure exactly what he means. So he says, Bibira hemshech maimare SIFRA d'tzniutakan, the vav lo boots into the kardanusa. This Atar Besitroi that is crowned in its place. What does that mean? Inside. So that is a mysterious statement there. What did he say? The Oz Vav Lo Hu B'Pnim Hu Shisha Kitzvos the Erich Anpin. What is this Vav we're talking about? Inside of the 6 kitzvos is there Anpin. That's where you find this Vav. So it's coming from a high place. It's Pnimi. What's the botzin of the kardanusa? Nizbar, that's al pi haor yakar, umishmal shar mamari rashbi. Shuhu dash asher b'kaser. This is the das of kaser. Now we talk about kaser, which is the rosh. Shuhu vav v'lo, which is that's what you call the upper vav. The nikra came inside the gevuro shabadas, and why is it called boots into the kardanusa? Because of the gevuros that you find in this das. The Mavul Sharm, that's in the Mavul Sharm, you can see it over there. So he's of the Indian, the Isata. So when it says it crowns the Sitroi, what does that mean? This Moral Peel Gros, so according to the Gros, now let me get this back again. The Sitroi and the Moral Peel Gros, according to the Gros, now, Shuhu Shisha Kitzvos, the Shorish Das, there are six points which represent the root of the Das, of Das. V'nizbar b'ha'aras the sheyesh kitzvos the das, because they're inside of the das, you have these 6 points, only bein shtei kasvim the Erich Anpin, which are standing between, this needs more elucidation, between the shoulders of Erich Anpin. It seems like maybe we've seen those shoulders of Erich Anpin before, but he says that's where the das is located, which I guess between the shoulders is really also the bottom of the neck, which is the place where we located the das of law. But here we're talking about the das of Kesser. Sheravashesh kitzvos the das ha'omed ben shtei kasvin the Erich Anpin, which is Kesser. Shuhu shorish das tachdon. This is really those 6 kitzvos inside of this das is really the root of the lower das, and mispashet which spreads out the Erich Anpin k'muvor b'jivar adkan. And I guess that's where we'll have to wrap it up. Thanks for learning with me, Rabbi. Kol tov.